So status, and then demo of what I did, and then demo of others.
I don't know. Do people have demos?
Do people have demos? Let me load the new websites I found. Also, where are they? This. Show you. Okay, so I found those websites I can share to show it at the same time. Desktop. You have already load those ones. Rapid Advance. This one maybe is not new. Maybe it is. Nice one, search engine. Winecast is interesting because it's an e-commerce website. Very nicely done. So you can buy boxes of wine. So you have a shopping cart and it's very nice. Look at this one. So if I go to order, I can go, okay, I want to buy some wine. There is a faceted search engine and I can say more info. And if you see there are 6 bottles on the top. This is a shopping cart. If I say add to box, you see the shopping cart. This is the shopping cart. So it's very nice.
Taking shipping into account.
And view pages, Orchard, and combinator module. So advanced user. Interesting. This and also this one, which also is nice. With it's a company, it's a joint venture between Telefonica UK, O2 and EE, Vodafone UK.
Nice.
Yep. So these are the new websites I found.
How do you find these websites?
Nice. They are very nice and complex websites. So I like the wine thing because it's an e-commerce, so it's not usual. They are beautiful.
The question is, how do you find them?
Oh, the question. Oh, how do I? Okay, okay. So I go on w3text.com that Bertrand already talked about, and I go to technologies, content management. I go to Orchard. My computer is really slow. Well, let me shut down the score game. Oh, it's fast now. And you see here in the end random websites. So sometimes I see new ones. Oh, Magellan now is running. So you see the famous ones, new ones, and random ones. Because I don't have a full list. If I look at this one, for instance, Magellan store. So this one is also using Orchard now. Very nice. One more, you see? I just follow it and sometimes I found some. And sometimes people send me their websites. It's interesting that we see new websites and no questions on the forums or related to those websites. which means it's good. Status, 7 days here. Or maybe even before, because yeah, just patches. So this I removed actually. Fixing a bug for SQL queries. If your content types were having dashes in their names, it will not work. Fixing other bugs in the tokenizer. Fixing localized widgets, but this we saw last week actually. So Piotr added some custom properties management in the shell settings. So you still have generic ones, well, the static ones that we know, like request URL prefix or site name and things like that. But there is also a dictionary of properties that you can access and add your custom properties to the settings and load them again. So now site settings is extensible. My computer is doing something and it's very slow. Can you still hear me?
Can. So site settings were already extensible, except that you had to create a path and add it to the site content type.
Sorry.
So
no, the site setting.
The site settings, the settings.txt file, so the shell settings.
Oh.
Yeah, sometimes there is a need to quickly store some, have a simple store for some values. You don't want to create, config files and stuff.
That makes me think. I've had a need the other day that could have been fulfilled by extending in the same way a module.txt file.
Oh yeah.
Because for those settings that are useful on startup and that you cannot store in the database because they are how you create the database, that sort of thing. It could be useful to have the same in module. What do you think?
Yeah, actually I implemented it, but I haven't tested it, so I haven't pushed it. So I have the same update for the extension settings as well. Probably, in the next couple of days, I will send it to Sebastian first and then push.
Great. Is he gone?
Yeah, it seems so.
Wait for him. So what did you build that extensible settings.txt for? What was your specific scenario?
The scenario was to keep, I have a project that accesses an external database, and they're using lots of config files, custom config sections, just for a simple storage of, just one string, and it's a pain to manage all those things, so it's better to have it in one place.
In that case, shouldn't this be actually in the module.txt file?
Yeah, it could be also, but it's not changing across maybe, yeah, but we didn't have that requirement. But there was some other thing that made me implement that. I don't remember exactly what it was, but something that I couldn't store in the database because I needed, that setting to be available before starting the, the whole shell. And in that case, it was just or use settings.txt or store something in external file, some custom. So it's just a better place to have all this stuff instead of writing your own storage or config files or whatever.
Okay. So Sebastian is proving that Outercurve is bad. It can crash your computer.
Hello?
There he is.
Oh, he's back.
Sorry. I
Shh, he's back.
Okay, I'm sharing. Not sure it won't happen again. Did you miss me? Don't answer
Yes.
it, so I know you did, but the others?
Not really.
Okay. So can you see my screen? Oh, it's slow. Oh,
It's loading.
It's still loading.
loading. So Piotr took the time to explain you it was the shell settings and not the site settings. Shell settings. Shell settings. Fixed deny E, and this one is a huge change. So I changed how host components were working. They're still working the same. It's still the same file, but now there is a default host components file activated, so you don't need to rename the sample.hostcomponents.config. There is one with default values, which makes it work as it was before. But
Can you give some context here?
you know it
Explain what it is.
again.
I know.
Okay, it's okay. So the hostcomponents.config is an XML file which contains default values, default states for dependencies that we load in with AutoFac. For example, let's say you have the default orchard host class with some properties, but you would like that AutoFac, when it will load this object, will assign a specific value to it when orchard starts. You can do it with this file. And you can do it for any dependency in orchard. So it's interesting if you want to try different values on your components, your classes, your dependencies, without having to change the code. You just have to change this file. Let me show you this file, how it looks like. Now, it was almost the same as before, but now there are some already configured components with their default values. So now you don't have to guess what you could put inside, you just change the values. And I also added some other properties. So it was used previously to disable the dynamic compilation, not really the dynamic compilation, but the extension monitoring, which is detecting new themes and new modules. So it was actually preventing some file system watchers to be loaded in production. And this was the default behavior for orchard in production mode to disable the extension monitoring. So this file is in the web application itself under the config folder, and it was called sample.hostcomponents.config. Now it's just hostcomponents.config. It was called sample.hostcomponents.config so that it was not loaded and you had to rename it. Now it's there. Okay. So hostcomponents.config is configuring the components. For instance, you say component and the name of the class, and you use property, the name of the property, and the value you want to assign to it. So this is the default value which is in our chart. So when you instantiate an extension monitoring coordinator, it will have disabled to false. So this is just mimicking the default value which is in the class. But now you can just say true, restart your application, and it will have disabled equals true, so that the extension monitor won't work again. And this disabled is just a property on this class. So it will just assign this property to true. And in the code, it just checks for the disabled property to see if it has to execute or not. Okay, this is specific for this component. And so what I did is I uncommented this one, and I pre-configured some other ones which might be interesting for performance reasons, like do you want to enable the parallel cache context if you have parallelization issues, I don't know. Or do you want to monitor PO files? Do you want to monitor dependencies? Do you want to monitor pre-compile extensions? Oh, by the way, I have added some other ones. So you can disable, for instance, the dynamic extension loader, which will compile extensions dynamically by saying disabled true. Or you can just say, okay, I want the dynamic extension loader to work at startup, but I don't want it to monitor files. So it doesn't recompile whenever a file is changed, and it doesn't create a file system watcher for each of the source files. So this is interesting here, because dynamic extension loader might be good at startup. It's slower, but it's good, it's interesting. But you might not want the file system watchers to be created. So we just put true here. So the disable monitoring will be true. Same thing for ProRail file parser. So actually I just created templates for all the classes which use file system watchers, because they could that you don't need. So just disable it.
So all that enables quite a lot of performance tuning, right?
Yes, and an easy performance tuning is to say Control-C, Control-H, Control-V, true. Okay.
And you have to modify this file?
Yes.
One thing to note, you cannot have multiple component tags with the same type. It will throw an exception.
Yes, you fixed it. Yeah, it was fixed. I didn't push it, so it merged. It makes sense. The idea is here, but it makes sense. Properties, yeah. So if let me not change the file, okay? And I will. Let me build.
I just hope Adrian is looking at this.
I'm trying to take as many notes as possible.
No, it's just need to understand.
So yeah, if you can include that in the performance topic, that would be.
Just for 1.7. It works for 1.6, but the disable monitoring properties are not in 1.6. They are new in 1.7. So it's another switch just to disable the file monitoring, not the feature itself, but the file monitoring itself. So website, it's compiling debug, but it's not running in debug. Okay. Well, it is, but it's a Control F5. I'm not starting the debugger. And I'm starting a new process. So if I do launch so the file system watchers are created, okay? Just to look at the memory it takes.
Oh, that's really low.
But that's already really low because it's 1.7 and clay optimizations, and we should try with 1.6. I will not surprised if it will go to 150 actually in 1.6.
1.6 is typically around 200.
Okay, and I did some tests yesterday actually. I created 20 tenants. With 20 running tenants, I was reaching 200 megabytes.
Oh, that's really good.
But kind of not satisfied with this. So I stopped the web server and I will start again. So it's cleaned, and I will save and put a true to disable to everything. I should just put, no, maybe just to the monitoring. Let me just put it to the monitoring. Place all. So 9 monitoring are disabled now. I restart. It's almost the same, yeah. It's weird. When I did a test last time, it went from 65 to 54. Now it started at 54. Well, it's not a deterministic test. It's just overseeing one number.
Well, just being under 60 megabytes
it's
on the running site is quite impressive.
And
there was a guy the other day who was complaining on Twitter about memory occupation. Apparently, he's running a hosting company, and he was asking if it was normal that his websites were taking, he mentioned twice as much space as a .NET Nuke, or I don't remember what else.
Also,
we asked him, what is the .NET Nuke site taking? And he said, well, about 200 megs. And
okay, but you also need to check if he's using 64-bit or 32-bit, because it will double the amount of memory.
Sure.
This and so that's it for this file. This was a big change. I backed out change you made, Bertrand, for the optimizing the site settings, because it's breaking SQL Server. I have to check this one, but still open.
I don't remember what that.
Yeah, it's just with currents for all the parts of the site settings. It doesn't like during setup, so I have to check that. Fixes by Sipke, by Piotr. Fixing, yeah, the same fix as Piotr explained, which was merged. Fixes by Zoltan, and because it doesn't look like all the orchard code in the rest of the modules, we use an uppercase string and we use curly braces for I change it, but thank you, Zoltan. And then
yeah, but actually there was a lowercase string usage.
Oh yeah, there are, but it's not because they are that we should do like this. We should fix it. So if you saw another one, fix it again. You can. It's just there are thousands of uppercase string. There may be tens of lowercase strings that we didn't see. Let's continue with. Yeah. But it was nothing to do, you see. Just I saw this, so I fixed it. If you see something, fix it. So the oEmbed module. I did an oEmbed module on Friday for the Outercurve hackathon. What is an oEmbed module? So if you go to the media library, let's create a folder. I call it images, but who cares? I go to import. Oh, I did some other changes, by the way. So there was the My Computer, the web search, and now there is the media URL. The media URL, you just put a media URL. So let's get a media URL. Vimeo. I go to a video. Dubai, okay. There is a URL here, and let's say you want to include this video on your website. So you copy paste the URL of the video, just the main one, and you paste it here. You say download. Show you the media with its own player here, so you can review it, and you can say, okay, import. It's imported. There is no message. There should be a message. I know. So if I close and I go back here, you see now the thumbnail for the video, and you see source Vimeo, Okay, you can preview it here by clicking here, which will open the original file on the website, and you can embed it. And when it will be embedded on your website, or if I go to the detail view of this item, let me see which number it is. The 17. I'm not even sure I tried that. Try it. So contents. Item display 17, because there is not, it works, you see, and you have here the Vimeo integrated into your website with the correct HTML that you need for Vimeo. Okay. So because oEmbed is a standard, almost all websites providing media items, images, videos, are compatible with it. So if I just go to another one, YouTube will work.
It even provides the markup.
Yes, that's. I will show you how it works.
So you don't even have to create a template or anything.
Nope. You can customize it. So I have YouTube video here. So I just say, boom, it's there. Import. I have my YouTube video. It works with Flickr. There is a glitch for thumbnails, but it should be fixed someday. My pictures, but yeah, it works with Flickr. It works with lots of websites. So the idea is that if I go to this video, you see the thumbnail. It's very nice. So what I need to add now is when you go to edit, to be able to change the desired width and height. So you can ask the oEmbed format that you just want a maximum of 300 pixels, and it will give you the HTML for that. So if I go and preview this one, let me show you. Actually, inside the page, there is a link. Type application oEmbed for JSON or for XML, and if page contains this link, it means that I'm a provider of oEmbed metadata. So what the module does is just, look for this link, takes the XML one, and grab this thing. And from this, you will get a set of metadata, like the title or the type of data, which is standard. And you get for instance, for videos, you will get the HTML. So we just need to get this portion and render it on the front end. And what this module does, it will copy every property as an InfoSet property in our chart. Okay, and when it's rendered, based on the type, it will render the HTML or the URL if it's a picture, because it also works with pictures. So this is very easy actually, but yeah.
Very nice.
oEmbed.
There's a question in chat. Are you going to pull and merge the tabs work for 1.7?
Yes, where is it? Where is it? Who made that? Sipke. Who made that? I can't remember. Stoman? Oh yeah. Send me the link. I forgot it. I don't know where it is. And I would like also to get the widgets thing. I'm sure Piotr gave me the link 10 times. But I lost it. I don't know where to find it. Yes, send me the links and in an email maybe, and I will integrate it. Beautiful. I need some testers for this feature because, well, this feature for the media gallery, the media library, I'm not sure I thought about all the usages of the media. For instance, I still don't have the image picker in the page here. There is no picker, there is the edit image, but the picker is still plugged with the old one, not the new one. So I need to do that, and maybe we need some custom display types for this, so that the oEmbed can render the correct HTML and other media types can provide our own stuff too. I also need to see how to import custom content types, custom media types. Let's say you want your own product image with your own parts and the title and enter route, or is it integrated here? Or do you change them? Or can you change the underlying media file which is associated to the media item? Things like that. I'm sure there are some gaps in the feature. Those are the bugs that you have already found. That's it for the demos.
Cool. Anybody else has demos? Nope. Okay. Triage then.
Triage.
.46.
Future.
Did they provide code for it?
Yes, there is. I think he already did, but I had removed it from the previous one, from when I integrated the taxonomies. But maybe because it's a recent comment, maybe the implementation is not. What related terms filter?
Can people hear Sebastian? Because
Partially.
I can.
Your audio is chopped, Sebastian.
I can hear him quite well, by the way. And you're closer to him.
1, 2, 3, 4. Can you hear me?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay, maybe it was how I was talking.
No, it's connectivity. Because when I hear you, it's fine. So this is about related terms filter. I have code for that. I can fork this. Then we can have a look.
It's weird because this command doesn't relate to this feature.
Exactly.
This is about the ordering, which is weird. It's still a feature. We have 200 items. I'm sure we have things to do first. Setup interface after error. If some option other than SQL Server Compact is chosen.
I think I've seen this before. So basically, I think if you fail to enter the same password again, it won't remember what kind of server you choose. I think.
Okay. Okay. Let me go back because I already commented. No, okay.
It's of you not understanding the idea.
It's just a case of what?
It's just, the comment says, it's just a case of you not understanding the idea fully yet. Once you do, infinity will seem closer than ever.
Yes, but maybe it's the opposite. I really understand what it means, and that is not impossible. And when he understands that, infinity will be much closer than it is for me. So because he says we need versioning on everything, but just if modules want it. So if modules want it, then it's not for everything. Because if they don't implement it, it's not for everything. And we already have it in every module which wants versioning. And what I suggested was what did I suggest?
I still don't understand how his version is different from the
Yes,
version we have.
yes, and that's what I say. We just need a module which will get the content based on the latest available version for everything.
Yeah, but maybe he's speaking about, versioning of everything, so every record, not only content items, but, some
Yes,
maybe
and that's
low-level stuff.
That's why I said it's impossible, because you don't want to have all the modules and all the records have a version and handle it at the orchard level. The work to do that and the queries to make that happen is so huge. And for what? Yes, it will slow everything for just someone which someday would like to see a specific version. And then, what's the point if all the modules don't implement it? Because if the goal is to have it on everything, but it's okay if not everything has it, then use the current one. So
Close. So there is actually stuff to do with versioning. In particular, versioning of related content items, but not that.
it's related to something it's weird. Future, but we have discussions about changing how we can do things with the resource manager. Future, I said. So it's a new feature.
Yeah.
I put it to feature because we have 200 things that we have to close. But if you provide a patch and it's safe, we can do it. The patch will be just to add a new property and to handle it in the mail settings, so that you can also define the text box, the tokenized text box for the sender email.
Exactly. I already did that. I'll provide a patch.
Sender email, yeah, but is it related to the one which, there is a default one in the settings, but we could override it if it's provided. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, close. So we want the PDB files, and if you don't want them, change your build script and remove them. But the default of our chart will be get the PDB files.
Or don't deploy them.
Yeah, so you can customize it. But our chart needs a default, which is PDB. This is a bug. If it doesn't work, then let's fix it. Up, up, up. Subsection manage workflow definition, filter all values, produces an error. Now what it is about. So what is the issue? Subsection manage workflow definitions, filter all values, produces an error. Workflows. Subsection manage workflow definitions, and then filter all values, produces an error. All filter. Okay. Future.
And if I implement it?
We need to do, it might be changed before 1.7, but I need to change some things because the comments, for instance, is not good, and I need to think about that. I had a solution in mind, but it's not just changing a property or how it's accessed right now. There is, we need to think about that. It's important, and we need to make it right. Not adding patches and patches and patches, because then we will break lots of patches. We are already breaking something in 1.7. Maybe I will go back to what was in 1.6, just not to break anything and to make it right when we do it.
All right.
Because there is a mix between body filters and generic filters, and filters are sometimes just for HTML, sometimes just for Markdown, sometimes for adding something. So the current state is not good. I don't want to make it worse. So project or filter provider form checkbox doesn't keep state. It's okay, yeah, and I fixed the same one for workflows, so it should be the same fix actually.
Yeah, actually there was a fix, I don't know when, in 1.x, because before that, with 1.6, a checkbox's state could be accessed from the apply filter method with an underscore. So you had a checkbox called checkbox, and you could access this property or its value with underscore checkbox. Now it's fixed, but still it's the state is not kept well. So something happened there.
Okay. Fails. We'll look at it.
I've seen this error with TeamCity, and I know I fiddled around a lot with it, and I'm not sure about the fix, but I try to remember it and comment on the issue.
I will talk about it later. I will not change something like the default processing engine right now, even if it made sense.
Which it doesn't.
No, I mean even if the changes made sense, and yeah. When I see the default processing engine, I'm just remembering the discussions between some guys in the team, and it's so complex. Yeah, I saw this one yesterday. This is unacceptable. When you create a layout, you say save, boom, 404. It's created, but the redirect is wrong. Yes, this one we said we will do. So should I assign Ilan to do it? I will look into it, but I'm not sure. I have to check to see the code. But Piotr wrote the code. I'm not sure I will understand it. Set up by wave deploy failing due to permissions. Do it. Doesn't mean I will do anything. Features filter box randomly.
That could be because of the issue that that causes static resources to be messed up with Windows 6.
You think it's on 1.6? Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, because that's one symptom.
Okay, I will close it. Yeah, there is a patch for that. I have to look at this code because two different people have changed it since then, so. Okay. Yeah. Taxonomy term token not working custom form.
double-clicked on the button.
Or maybe he was running that point of code that has this problem that two parts with the same name were added if you added two fields.
Yes, this is the one fixed. Exactly. Created the bug and I fixed the bug. First item not showing on admin menu. This is sad. Already reported here. Already active. So let's close it as a duplicate. No, I don't agree.
That's fine because there's nothing to agree with.
Oh, no, I didn't agree with the title, okay, but the description is different from what I thought. Okay, content ID in a project or filter. Okay, this is different. Yields an empty string. I will just look at it if I can fix the, but we still need this content as you mentioned, current, but current is has different meanings. Maybe we should link it to the auto route or to the auto route, something like that, to the current route. That's the current route corresponds to a content item.
Yeah.
And use this one because so many. So if you want, okay, let's comment. How should we call it? Current or something like that? I don't know. Routed. The idea is that this thing will return the currently displayed content item. As in content/display/id. So the detailed view of a content item. So you could say, oh, I want to create a query showing the related terms of the current item. Like widgets. And so Zoltan is mentioning he's got a content.current, which is using I don't know what to get the current. How do you get the current?
Alias service.
Alias service. But what if it doesn't have an alias? It's using content/display items.
Yeah, then it's not working. But yeah, it doesn't bother me.
Doesn't bother me.
Yeah, that's not a use case.
I'm wondering how we could do it. Okay, let's use the alias service actually, if it works. Violates.
Yeah, that was caused by an external module, so it should be closed.
Yeah, I didn't have time to read everything. So he's agreeing that it's not possible?
He says it's coming from a separate module. What? This is weird.
Nice.
It's like the back button is putting. Oh,
yeah, well done.
Oh, I don't know what they did, but
that's enough information.
When you say close issue here, it's in the history.
So that was the
Ajax call. Yeah, the Ajax call to the.
Refresh.
No, I don't. I just want to get it.
Yes, refresh.
Content tokens not valid.
Next.
Yes. Okay.
Oh, we are using iRoo version manager. Ooh, bad Renault. Okay, so he should file a bug against iRoo, and Renault will ignore it.
Yeah, Claude.
And old. Explain file a bug against iRoo, not just file a bug.
Yeah, that's a good point. Okay, maybe the module itself should redirect to the SSL version. Oh, I won't fix it.
Yeah, there is a whole lot of stupid shit you can do. And he can go into the alias table and fix it. As a workaround.
Oh, what? Again? No, I'm lost. Okay. So, blah, 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 blah.
Click on the next button on the top right.
Oh, it's okay.
No, he can't. He can't access it.
I don't care. Form field values not preserved on captcha. Fail is form in a widget. That has been fixed. I think it has been fixed. So. It fix, close it. It was him. Is Nick here? This is unacceptable. He didn't show up. Okay. Future.
Those don't work as well as they should.
Nope. Never works as well as it should. Be part of the next iteration. Quality. Users. New taxonomy menu item mixing hierarchy in one submenu. Every term menu item is added under upper level taxonomy item. Okay, I don't understand what it means. Fixed. Yes. Later.
I don't quite get it. It should fail to the default tenant.
Let me see. Tenant 1, my subdomain. Tenant 2, subdomain.
Yes, but the default tenant had its own request URL host. So the subdomain.minddomain.com failing fall back to the minddomain.com style tenant.
I thought we had fixed that.
I don't understand.
Okay, so there are two
What's
tenants.
the tenant?
For example, subdomain.minddomain.com, and it fails. So there's another tenant which is not the default one, and it falls back to, for example, minddomain.com. So yeah.
That's weird. Oh, okay, so it's slightly different. But it's not bad.
So if tenant 2 fails to start, it falls back to tenant 1?
Yeah, you know, we had a similar bug, except that it was falling back on the default, and we fixed that.
Yes, but in my case, the tenant
Yeah,
one
this
is not the default.
This is different.
Yeah.
Don't make tenants fail.
I so expected this. Oh, okay.
No,
That's a great idea. I haven't thought about this actually.
of not having the tenant.
Tenants fail, yes.
Yeah,
Fix it.
yeah. I thought it was expectable for a tenant to fail.
No,
For a-
Why would you do that?
Seriously. This
Seriously?
it's very important.
It's active for 1.7.
Yeah.
You say that because you have tenants, but who has tenants today? You, Benedek, that's it.
Yes, we have 4. We are the only users of multi-tenancy.
Yes, I agree. I saw this one too.
Provide evidence that people are not using tenants.
Don't provide me that you are using tenants. Import widget layer not set, same thing. I think that the other one, but active. Okay, let's fix that. I'm closing it, but
Did you say something?
no. So the idea is that it says caching is not working. Actually, it's not caching which is not working. It's in some state that makes the application to restart after every request. It's just in a restart loop. So when you see the page, it's just like, oh, it didn't use a cache. But yes, it just restarted the app domain. So,
And his CPU quota expires immediately when he does that.
Yes, because he's just restarting and restarting and restarting and restarting, and the CPU quota, boom, done. You have restarted too many times. Stop it. So it's a related issue, and I'm working with the Azure websites team to see what could make this happen. I have this on 2 websites for a customer, and I have access to their website. I'm just looking into what could happen, what is happening, and it might be linked to a change that they made on Azure websites recently. I won't tell you what change they did, but they made some changes which can be related to that. So I'm looking into it, but it's not related to this. So contrib cache is working. If this site, no, it's still my DNS. It should work for you. If you can't rate, it should work for you. I hope it's my DNS.
It's 404.22.
A user with edit own content permission cannot view content item with the edit own content requirement. Okay, I'll try to understand it.
The harvest site is up for me.
Okay, good. And if you look at the source code, you should see at the bottom of the page the debug log for the cache.
What is it supposed to look like?
Not confirmed. It's not there.
It's not there. What?
No.
I'll refresh.
How do I update my DNS? Is there a command to flush the cache?
Well, the problem is you can only flush your local DNS cache, but it won't flush the servers that you're depending from.
Yeah, but maybe it's just my local one. I don't know.
It's worth trying.
Oh, if I say foo, oh no! I don't know which one is it raw harvest? What is the URL you gave me?
I think it's Orchard Harvest 2013.
It's in the chat. Euro 2013.
That's a weird subdomain.
I think that's good too.
Nope, same thing. Oh, I know. Look. Haha, this is the official one, the original one. Up. Yeah, it's bad. So maybe the issue is this is the same issue happening. It's not about cache, it's about websites restarting. Okay, it's not a done issue. Okay, and this one is active and done. Triage is done.
Yeah.
So now we need to triage to untriage them.
How many active do we have?
Oh, too many.
Oh, still four.
Yeah, but those ones,
four photos.
I need to look into them. Missing version number, import export. This one, for instance, okay, won't fix. We don't want that. Orchard not check password complexity. Future, okay, future. Improve placement. Future. Oh, I like triage now. Cannot deploy 2 Orchard applications to Azure with 1 storage account. Yes, I agree. Why not? Future. Active 1.7. Okay, let's divide this number by 3 or 4. Okay, but not today. Right now, when I fix bugs, I'm just looking at the votes, because if you vote on them, they are important for you. And also bugs, like critical bugs. Sometimes you didn't vote on them, but okay, this is a big bug, like a 404 in a simple scenario or a broken feature. So, yeah.
Do you want people to review the list of 33 bugs?
Yeah, you can go on them and vote.
Triage,
If yeah,
voting.
Yes, we could do that and say, okay, if you really care about the bug or if it's an important issue, put it on. We can put them on high because it's something we need to fix, or vote on them and they will be fixed if there are many people with the issue. But priority to broken feature and bugs, then new feature or improvements, and yeah. Like a 404, when you save something, it's a high priority and it will be fixed first. Like you see the log for, so this one, for instance, is interesting. I looked at it. I don't really like the patch. I mean, the issue is that there is not really a better way to do that because the log4net was not the log4net class that your Orchard uses is hard to change. And well, I have another solution, but I'm not sure it's even better than the one which is provided here.
Well, I've been using that patch for a while now.
Yes.
It's really super useful. So.
It works. So I was about to, yeah, I need to talk with
It works well.
Brett. It works well, but
So
it's
what's bothering you with the patch exactly?
In the patch is that, look at the patch. So the idea is to add properties to the log4net by doing, you see, it's doing a shim. So you see the Orchard host shim is like, okay, there is no way to get the host container, so let's make a class, and it should be used only in very specific cases. So it's using.
Is it acting as a filter? In the end?
No, it's registering itself as I am something which needs to access the iOrchard host container. So it tells the iOrchard host container, okay, so I'm a component, you're in Singleton, but when you will provide a container, okay, provide it also to me. And you get access to the container itself. Okay.
Okay. So
and then you do resolves during the code, you resolve things during the code run to get the running shell. So that's not really nice, but there is not so much nicer ways of doing that. And that's why I'm reluctant to including it like that. But I have another solution, which is a little bit, so it's much smaller code set. It's the idea is that in the shell route class, we can get the values of the current tenant and the current request and assign them directly to the log4net properties by just doing something like that directly inside the the shell route. So whenever a request is executed, it will add some properties to the log4net, to this thing. And then log4net can still use them. You don't need then the shim and to resolve things dynamically like that. And also dispatch is messing up with the conventions. Look at that. It's just changing every line. It's an automatic Visual Studio thing, I think, and then
that's the right way to do it, actually.
Yeah, this is the right way. This is not the way we use. This is not the way we use, and there is no right way.
There is. That's it.
It's explained in the docs why we're doing it that way.
It's explained why.
And also, what I try to do, and what you would like to, I'm sure, is I try to define the tenant name in the global context instead of the thread context for log4net, so that we can define multiple files, one file for each tenant, instead of having everything in one file with a tenant as a column. So this will be also possible with yeah. I don't know why we discussed about that at first, but yeah, this thing is broken, we need to fix it. This thing too. High votes are important. This one, it's a warning, so just warning if the database already exists. Even if it has a high vote number, I'm not sure I will fix it. Don't create a tenant if the database already exists. And if it exists, it won't work, so do it with another tenant name or another database. Yeah, we need to go over the list. So what are people saying? So cache is working? Why you say cache was not working?
Cache, I didn't see the cache comments, but it is there. It wasn't there when I tried previously. But maybe that's because my browser cached the website.
Okay, done for the meeting. So see you next week.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, guys. See you next week.
Bye.
And use
Bye-bye.
Richie.